So there she is.
There she is.
So what's the story on the car? How long have you guys owned it for?
Well, bought it in '06, I believe, and he passed away 8 years ago now. And
I'm sorry for your loss.
thank you. This was his baby. He loved it. And I don't know much, really.
All right, guys, we're here in Santa Cruz. I have the previous owner right behind me. What can you tell me about this car? How long have you guys owned it for?
Since 2006.
2006. Wow.
We just love it.
Yeah? It was your husband's car originally?
Yes.
Wow.
He passed away, but before he passed away, it was his baby. He kept it in the garage a lot. We had so much fun in it.
Beautiful.
And it goes really fast.
I'm sure. It is. It is a beautiful looking car, black on black. What can you say is your favorite memory with the car?
We took it on the Laguna Seca track one afternoon. It was a Porsche type of a deal there, and we got to take it on the track, and that was fun. And my husband was so excited because he had put a camera inside, so we videoed the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
And just taking it to Monterey and San Francisco.
And I'm sure it was tough to sell it. It took you a few years.
Oh yeah, yeah, many years.
But you know what? Sometimes these cars, they're not supposed to be sitting in the garage for too long.
Exactly.
It just causes more problems.
Yeah.
And now you gave someone else a chance to own the car.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing it justice that way.
Yes, that's how I feel too. That's why I'm ready.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. That's it.
All right, guys, available today is our 1978 Porsche 911. This year is one of the best wide-body conversions I've ever seen. When I was buying the car, I had to look at the VIN number like 3 times because I just kept thinking it was a real turbo. They used real turbo fenders front and back. It even has the rough edges around the fenders, so that's how you know these are OEM fenders. The body lines, the gaps, the car itself is just absolutely stunning. And if I wasn't, you know, in the business, I would think this is the original paint. That's how good of a job they did with this whole entire car. It is so deceiving. Anyone would think this is a true 930 until you look at the VIN number or look at the engine. Besides that, the car is just immaculate condition. Very nice gaps, very nice work all around. These fenders are all OEM. They got the, you know, they're rough around this edge right here. And I've seen a lot of wide body conversions, none of them quite like this one here. The story of this car is pretty touching too. The previous owners, they owned it since the early 2000s. It was her husband's car who passed away, and it took her about 4 to 5 years to sell the car. She would drive it around, but eventually it was just time for her to sell it. She wasn't driving as much as she wanted to, so that's the story behind it. I'm sure we shared already the videos with the owner, but a stunning car. We're going to be showing you guys inside and out, so please check it all out. This black paint, whether it's in the shade or in the sun, it just looks very, very nice. No swirls or any notable paint imperfections. So the black paint is much like a mirror. Very nice, very clean. But unfortunately it just reflects everything off the ground too, so you guys can come look at it. There's really no notable imperfections. Tires are in really good shape. They got this roll bar, and then they have a tripod when they used to drive it out. All right, going through the front trunk, it's all very clean. They got the amplifier and the radio that's in there. Somebody told me it was real popular in the 90s. Very well-known brand. So a lot of this carpet I'm not gonna be able to take off, but I'll try because, you know, there's some bars and whatnot, but we're gonna try to take out everything we can here and then show you guys what it looks like underneath. It's very clean also. Okay, under here it also looks very, very nice. Lots of gold cadmium, which held up very nicely because it was in the garage. And this is the original paint here. No rust, no sign of rust, no accidents. You got the original jack. You got a spare tire here. Your VIN number is right there, it's in place. All in all, just everything you want to see when it comes to taking the carpets off these Porsches and looking underneath into the true metal. So like I said, this car runs, drives, shifts, excellent. I believe all the gauges are working. And it's so smooth on the road. No shaking in the steering. Steering goes straight down the road. The brakes, clutch feel good. You could downshift in any gear you want. A lot of power. The exhaust sounds great. All in all, like I was saying, I'm going 80 miles an hour and I'm not even really pushing it. Just a really nice sorted out Porsche if you guys are interested. Now let's put it on a jack and show you guys what it looks like underneath. All right guys, let's fire it up. Like I said, this thing is one of the better running ones we have. Turnkey, get in it, drive it where the heck you live. This actually pops off. There's a key here and a key for it. You press a button that's like right over here and you could pop this steering wheel off and leave it like in a rougher area or whatever, so nobody steals it. Now, whenever this car was painted, this thing was completely painted. It wasn't half-assed. You can see no paint lines. Looks immaculate. This isn't like something that looked like it was done cheaply. It even has spot welds right here. This is what really throws me off. If this panel was, you know, if they put the wide body conversion, how did they make it so nice? That's why I had to check the VIN number a few times to make sure it wasn't a turbo, because it fooled me. I mean, looking at this car, anyone would think it was a turbo. Engine compartment's very clean. Motor sounds beautiful. It doesn't smoke. Go through the bottom now. This is after a long drive. I don't notice any leaking. Everything seems pretty dry under here. I don't see any leaking out the transmission either. Bilstein shocks. Inner fenders, like I said, I don't see any cuts, which is a big thing. And then these fenders, they have the rough edges also, meaning these are original fenders now. I don't know if they took them out of a 930 or what their deal was, but they're not aftermarket. How you doing? And then finally, same with this one. And I'll show you guys what the typical ones look like. You know, this is a wide body conversion right here. And most of the time they are smooth. This is all smooth, meaning these are just, you know, aftermarket replacement turbo panels. But that one has real ones. All right, now let's go through the bottom and show you guys why this is one of the best conversions I've seen. So see this rough edge right here? This means that's an original fender, an original Porsche OEM fender. So this car on all four corners has those rough edges, meaning these are OEM turbo fenders, which is just amazing. And then obviously the tires are like new. The floors have no rust. And we'll go through the other fender right now as well. This fender too, as you can see. And these tires are just in excellent condition. All right, guys, here are all the records from the previous owner who owned it since the early 2000s. So the main owners of this car, they kept pretty good records of everything here. I don't know if they did anything major. I mean, they definitely tuned up the car, did regular stuff, suspension components. They installed like turbo rod kits and stuff like that, but I didn't see anything really major. Fixed a few leaks, did a few things here and there. You could see Pelican parts for gaskets and miscellaneous components, cosmetically and mechanically. Here are when they bought the car. So they bought it from a dealership. They paid about $20,000. And then we have these two books, which are really cool. These are the original booklets for it. This one here doesn't really have anything inside, just the regular typical stuff they give all the Porsche guys. But this one here has some nice information, like the owner before them. And it also has, I believe, some services in the back, like these here. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's what comes with the car. This is the records that we have, and this is what we know of it.